Latest update, Gaza ceasefire brings hope for solid and durable peace. The Gaza ceasefire is a big step towards peace in the Middle East. It's a key moment in ending conflict. After years of fighting, both sides have agreed to stop violence. This opens the door to cooperation and understanding. The situation in the region is complex, but the ceasefire gives us hope. The international community is working hard for a lasting peace. This agreement is vital for achieving peace in the Middle East. Introduction to the Gaza ceasefire. The Gaza ceasefire is a major step towards peace in the Middle East. It's important to know what this agreement means. It has the power to create a lasting peace and is a key part of resolving conflicts. Key takeaways. 1. The Gaza ceasefire is a significant step towards achieving Middle East peace. 2. The agreement marks a crucial milestone in conflict resolution. 3. The ceasefire has the potential to bring about a new era of cooperation and understanding in the region. 4. The international community continues to work towards a lasting resolution. 5. The Gaza ceasefire is a critical step towards achieving a lasting peace in the region. 6. The agreement offers a glimmer of hope for a more peaceful future. Breaking news: Gaza ceasefire takes effect. The Gaza ceasefire agreement has brought hope to the region. It's a big step towards peace. Now, everyone is looking at the agreement's details and how it's changing things on the ground. Since the ceasefire, Middle East news is full of stories of less violence and life going back to normal. The deal creates a buffer zone and allows for aid, which are key for lasting peace. 1. Cessation of hostilities. 2. Establishment of a buffer zone. 3. Provision of humanitarian aid. World leaders are welcoming the Gaza ceasefire agreement. Both sides' leaders are hopeful about peace. The path to peace is complex, but this is a positive step. Middle East news is sharing stories of the ceasefire's positive effects. Understanding the path to current Gaza ceasefire. The Gaza conflict has a long and complex history. Many events and negotiations have shaped the situation over the years. To understand the current ceasefire, it's key to look at the Gaza conflict history and the role of peace negotiations in the region. The Middle East diplomacy efforts have been vital in brokering a peace agreement. International organizations and countries have been involved in the negotiations. They aim to find a lasting solution to the conflict. Some key events and players have contributed to the current situation, including 1. Historical conflicts and disputes. 2. Previous peace agreements and negotiations. 3. International involvement and diplomatic efforts. These factors have all played a role in shaping the Gaza conflict history and the current state of peace negotiations. The Middle East diplomacy efforts continue to be essential in maintaining the ceasefire and working towards a lasting peace. https://www.youtube.com/watch V equals JK2 of Jude 44. Diplomatic efforts behind the scenes. The Gaza ceasefire came after a lot of work behind the scenes. Middle East diplomacy was key in getting the parties to talk. It was a tough process, with many people involved and lots of negotiations. Key mediators and their roles. Important groups like the United States, the European Union, and the United Nations helped a lot. They worked hard to get everyone talking and finding common ground. Their efforts were crucial in getting a deal that works for everyone. Critical negotiations timeline. The talks had many important moments. Some key events were: 1. Initial talks between the parties, helped by the United States. 2. A meeting between the European Union and the parties to discuss solutions. 3. A statement from the United Nations, calling for peace and an end to violence. These moments helped move things forward and led to a lasting peace agreement. Thanks to the work of these mediators and the parties, a ceasefire was reached. This brings hope for lasting peace in the area. The success shows how important Middle East diplomacy is in solving conflicts like this. Humanitarian situation on the ground. The Gaza humanitarian crisis has worsened due to the conflict. It has greatly affected the civilian population. People have been displaced, homes destroyed, and essential supplies are scarce. Humanitarian aid is vital to support those hit by the conflict. Some of the key challenges faced by the people of Gaza include: 1. Limited access to basic necessities like food, water, and healthcare. 2. Destruction of homes and infrastructure, leaving many without shelter. 3. Displacement of people, causing emotional and psychological trauma. Humanitarian organizations are working hard to help those affected. The conflict impact on civilians is a big worry. They are trying to lessen its effects. Giving humanitarian aid is key to responding to the Gaza crisis. The international community must unite to help Gaza. By giving humanitarian aid and supporting the people, we can ease their suffering. This will help pave the way for a more peaceful and stable future. Stakeholder reactions and commitments. The Gaza ceasefire reaction has sparked a lot of talk among Middle East leaders. Everyone has their own thoughts on the deal. The success of the ceasefire relies on the dedication of these groups to conflict resolution. The Palestinian Authority, the Israeli government, and other leaders have shared their views. Each has its own worries and hopes for the future. The actions of these groups are key to the ceasefire's success. The Palestinian Authority is committed to the deal. The Israeli government aims to keep the area safe. Regional leaders have mixed opinions, with some backing the ceasefire and others pushing for more talks. 1. Commitment to the ceasefire agreement. 2. Concerns about security in the region. 3. Expectations for future negotiations. The Gaza ceasefire reaction from Middle East leaders is vital for the deal's success. As they deal with the challenges of conflict resolution, their dedication to the ceasefire is crucial. The world is watching to see how their actions will impact the region's future. International community response. The international community plays a big role in supporting the Gaza ceasefire. They aim for a lasting peace in the region. The international community is both optimistic and cautious about the agreement. Many leaders want a lasting conflict resolution. Here are some key responses from the international community. 1. World leaders have made statements of support for a lasting Gaza ceasefire. 2. They have also committed to providing humanitarian aid to those affected. 3. There are calls for a renewed focus on conflict resolution and lasting peace. The international community is crucial in helping to find a lasting conflict resolution. They can support negotiations and push for a peaceful solution. Together, they can help achieve a lasting Gaza ceasefire and promote peace. Economic implications of the ceasefire. The Gaza economy has been hit hard by the conflict. There's been a lot of damage to infrastructure and a big drop in economic activity. The ceasefire offers a chance for rebuilding and growth, focusing on reconstruction plans that meet local needs. International aid is key to these efforts. Many countries and organizations have promised to help financially and with technical support. Some important areas for rebuilding include: 1. Fixing damaged homes and infrastructure. 2. Getting basic services like electricity, water, and healthcare back. 3. Helping local businesses and entrepreneurs. The conflict impact on Gaza's economy has been severe. Many people are finding it hard to get food and shelter. But, with the ceasefire, there's hope for a better future. Gaza economy experts think that with the right support, the area can start to heal and even grow. As the world comes together to help rebuild, it's vital to focus on the local people's needs. We must make sure aid is used well and reaches those who need it most. By working together, we can create a brighter future for Gaza and help its economy grow strong. Challenges in maintaining peace. Keeping peace in Gaza is hard. It needs solving the Gaza peace challenges and making sure everyone is happy. To do this, we must work on conflict resolution and make the area safe. This means talking and working together, and also helping the economy grow. The Middle East stability is key for peace. We must fix the problems like poverty and lack of jobs. By making life better, we can stop violence and help peace grow. Some big challenges are: 1. Lack of trust between parties. 2. Presence of spoilers who seek to undermine the peace process. 3. External factors, such as regional conflicts and global politics. But we can still keep peace in Gaza. By working together and solving problems, we can make a safe place for everyone. This needs a strong commitment to conflict resolution and a shared goal for Middle East stability. Role of international peacekeepers. International peacekeepers are key to keeping the Gaza ceasefire in place. They watch over the agreement to make sure everyone follows it. This is important for lasting peace. These peacekeepers help create a safe and stable area. This is crucial for solving conflicts. They also help build trust and encourage talking and negotiating. Monitoring mechanisms. Peacekeepers set up ways to check if the ceasefire is being kept. They do this with regular checks, watching, and reporting any problems. Enforcement protocols. They also make rules to handle any ceasefire breaks. This can include helping to solve problems, making decisions, and using penalties. The work of international peacekeepers is vital for peace. They help keep the ceasefire going by watching and enforcing it. This way, they help the parties find a peaceful solution. Future prospects for lasting peace. The Gaza peace prospects are uncertain, but there's hope for progress. A lasting peace could come from diplomacy, international help, and economic growth. This would help make the Middle East stable. Several factors could help solve the conflict. 1. Diplomatic efforts by regional and international leaders. 2. Investment in economic development and reconstruction. 3. Support for humanitarian initiatives and social programs. A lasting peace in Gaza would bring many benefits. It would lead to more Middle East stability, security, and wealth. It would also open doors for cooperation among nations, helping the world. The journey to peace is tough, but the rewards are worth it. By supporting conflict resolution efforts, we can help the region become more stable and secure. This will contribute to the Gaza peace prospects. Conclusion: as the Gaza ceasefire takes hold, a hopeful path forward emerges for lasting peace in the region. This ceasefire is a crucial step in the conflict resolution process. It offers a chance to address the underlying issues and work towards a comprehensive peace agreement. The Gaza ceasefire has the potential to pave the way for stability, security, and prosperity in the region. It will benefit both the Palestinian and Israeli communities. The Middle East peace process is complex and multifaceted. But the ceasefire shows the possibility of diplomatic solutions. It shows the willingness of the parties involved to find common ground. With the support of the international community and the sustained efforts of regional leaders, the ceasefire can serve as a foundation. It can be a foundation for further dialogue, confidence building, and the gradual resolution of long-standing disputes. Moving forward, the implementation and monitoring of the ceasefire agreement will be crucial. It's important to ensure that the commitments made by all stakeholders are upheld. The role of international peacekeepers and effective enforcement mechanisms will be vital in maintaining stability and preventing a resurgence of violence. Ultimately, the success of the conflict resolution efforts will depend on the political will. It will depend on the ability of all parties to prioritize the well-being of their people over narrow interests. FAQ: what is the latest update on the Gaza ceasefire? The latest news on the Gaza ceasefire is hopeful. After years of fighting, both sides have agreed to stop the violence. This opens the door to a new era of cooperation and understanding. What are the key terms of the ceasefire agreement? The ceasefire agreement has three main points. It stops the fighting, sets up a buffer zone, and provides humanitarian aid. What is the immediate impact of the ceasefire on the ground situation? The ceasefire has quickly changed things on the ground. There's less violence, and people can start living their daily lives again. How have the parties involved responded to the ceasefire? The reactions to the ceasefire have been mixed. Some people are hopeful, while others are worried about the agreement's long-term success. What is the historical context of the Gaza conflict? To understand the ceasefire, we need to look at the past. This includes the key events, players, and negotiations that have shaped the situation over the years. Who are the key mediators involved in the ceasefire negotiations? The United States, the European Union, and the United Nations are key in the negotiations. They play a big role in making the agreement happen. What is the humanitarian situation on the ground in Gaza? The situation in Gaza is dire. The conflict has displaced people, destroyed buildings, and left a shortage of basic supplies. How have the Palestinian Authority and Israeli government responded to the ceasefire? The reactions from the Palestinian Authority and Israeli government are important. They show how committed each side is to the agreement and the future. What has been the response of the international community to the Gaza ceasefire? The international community has a big role in supporting the ceasefire. Many organizations, countries, and leaders have expressed their support and commitment to the peace process. What are the economic implications of the ceasefire? The ceasefire could bring economic benefits to Gaza. There are plans for international aid and investment to help the region grow and develop. What are the challenges in maintaining peace in Gaza? Keeping peace in Gaza will be tough. It will need trust building, a stable security environment, and economic development for all parties involved. What is the role of international peacekeepers in the ceasefire? International peacekeepers will be key in monitoring the ceasefire. They will help ensure the agreement is followed and peace is maintained. What are the future prospects for lasting peace in Gaza? The future for peace in Gaza is uncertain. But there are chances for progress and dev.